I have three things that I want to talk about these three things with. There's a lot of threes. Hi guys, it's April, and this is an episode of my recent three reads that I decided that I was going to talk about three manga series that I just recently picked up. I have 3 volumes in each of these that I want to talk to you about, so I'm just going to get right into it. So the first 3 volumes of manga that I want to talk to you about is The Requiem of the Rose King. This was Shay and my book club book pick for the month of, March? This is March. Welcome to March. So we read the first 3 volumes of this series. It is a series that is based off of The War of the Roses and Richard III. It has all kinds of interesting things happening in it, and it's been manganized. Is that a word? I'm going to make it a word. It is a word now. But I did truly enjoy getting into this series. There's a lot of political things going on, and there is some interesting things that happen with Richard III and how they're deciding to tell this story. Of course, it is based off of history. It is not necessarily the true facts of history. So take that as you will. Shay and I will be continuing on in reading this series. We will have another Tell It Again book club episode over the next 3 volumes in the month of May. So if you want to read this series with us, that would be absolutely amazing. I will link the most current episode of where we talk about these 3 up above and down below, but just be warned, we get spoilery really, really fast. The next 3 volumes of manga I want to talk to you guys about is Fruit Basket 6 through 8. I read the first 5 for Manga Love earlier this year, and I wanted to continue on in my reread of the series. Of course, in these 3 volumes, we get a little bit more of the cat form and what that means in the zodiac, but you still get to see all of these beautiful, wonderful characters dealing with what it means to be a zodiac and trying to be a little bit better at being a human being. So there was some heavy stuff that go on in these 3 volumes. This is kind of the turning point in which we're starting to see a lot of darker things within the Soma family. Volume number 6 definitely hits really hard, and then there's a couple of things in the next 2 volumes that hint at underlying issues within the family that kind of just hit you in the gut a little bit. I really love this series. And last but not least, I want to talk about With a Dog and Cat, Everything is Fun. This is the first 3 volumes. There are other volumes that are going to be published in English at some point, which I'm super excited about because this is the story, the real life stories of a cat and a dog and a mangaka and what their life entails. It's just super sweet to see how the interactions between the 3 of them are. There's some moments that I definitely empathize with and recognize, and there's also moments where I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that my animals aren't quite that way, but I understand, I can see where that comes from. This is written in very episodic pieces, which is enjoyable because I believe it was first released as just like little strips that you could pick up. I will note that because of how it is translated, there are a few points where things are lost in translation, but this edition is very good at making note of those and kind of explaining why something happened kind of the way it did, which I appreciated. There are other moments where the flow of the dialogue seems a little jilted, but I think, once again, I think that is due to translation. I still really liked this as a whole because I am just an uber animal lover, so I think it just spoke to me. So those are the 9 volumes of manga that I have read recently. Tell me down below what you are reading. I would love to get more recommendations from you guys. It's one of my favorite things is reading the comments when you guys talk about what you are currently reading. Otherwise, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe down below, hit that bell, get all of those notifications, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.